Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another replay analysis on the channel. Today we are doing an analysis for Tektor, and he is a Plat 3. This is a 1v1 game here. So yeah, let's just get into it right off the bat. I was watching it and it looked a little funny to me because I watched him at least once through before I actually record. And from what I'm seeing, it looks like you're using like around 100 FOV. Personally, I would recommend that you like move toward at least 105, if not 110. Maybe I've just been on 110 so long that anything less seems like not as good to me, but I recommend 110. Other than that, I mean, that might mess with your camera settings a little bit. You might want to play around and look at some pro camera settings or something. But they look a little weird to me personally. I don't know. I could just be tripping, but they do. Anyway, let's get into it. This will be a little bit of a long one because it's a 1v1 game, so they just take longer. So your kickoff, I'm going to just right off the bat, I'm going to recommend you front flip your kickoffs like in the run up. So for this particular spawn, you would make a slight adjustment to the left. As soon as you drive over the boost pad, you front flip, and as soon as your car is facing or starts to do the front flip, you release the boost so that you're not boosting at the ground. And as soon as you're about to land, you start boosting again. By that point, when you're landing, you'll want to start turning into the ball and boosting again. And then as you hit the ball, you're trying to hit the ball around the middle, like around its equator, if you will, directly in the middle, and side flip back the direction you came from. And in this elo, you will win a ton of kickoffs if you can just get that down. I might toss in some of my kickoffs at the end just to give you an example. You did all right there. I would have personally been a little bit closer to the net when I shadowed, but this aerial, I would have put myself at least in line with the ball, so like further toward the wall, so that your hit goes toward the center of the field instead of out to the side. But you did have a little bit of pressure, so going for it was a priority. You needed to go quickly. I like the beat. It's good in ones to just focus on getting past them and then try to capitalize after that. Obviously, we don't want to miss the ball, but things happen. I would recommend in dribbling situations to take your ball cam off. This might have just been one case where you left it on and you normally turn it off, but normally I don't condone challenging in their corner, but it worked out. That's why I don't typically condone challenging in their corner, because they're 9 times out of 10 going to win it, and it's going to go in their favor. They're going to score. But for this particular one, if you are going to go, you got to read his distance to the ball and your distance to the ball. He's closer, so by the time you get to the ball is going to have been moved in some way. So when you actually get to the ball, it's past you. It's already to your left, so you never really are going to win this 50. So what you want to do is preemptively put yourself a little bit to the left, because you know that that's where the ball is going to go, and then maybe you win this 50-50. All right, that was really good actually for the kickoff. That's spot on what mine looked like. I like you skipped out on the first boost pad, went directly to the second one. You lined yourself up pretty good. You hit the ball well. See, actually, I'm gonna make one tiny little change to what I said. From this kickoff in particular, I think you just dodged a little bit too early, actually. Never mind. So just wait a little bit longer. You can jump, hit the ball, and then dodge. Because realistically, you want to make sure that you're dodging after your opponent is. You don't want it to be like way after, but just that split second after they hit it, you want to dodge. But all in all, that was not a bad kickoff. And you boost starved him, so not bad. In this position, you know he's out of boost. I wouldn't jump off the wall. I would just drive down the wall and bump the ball out, and you'll be in a position to dribble it. Instead, that gets a little bit awkward. He finally decides, okay, I don't have boost, I'm not going to go. And leaves. Your dribble, it is unfortunate you're kind of out of boost. I wouldn't have used quite so much on the wall there. I would have saved some. And I like the idea of the first touch, but the first touch is just a little bit heavy. Coming off the wall, though, that's difficult. So I'm not going to give you too much of a hard time about it. All in all, it's not a bad attempt. Good stop. Not a bad look at the net. You almost got it. I like turning away from a high ball in the corner. That's smart. So, me, as soon as he popped that ball off like that, I'm not sure if you can, but if you can half flip, I would have half flipped off the wall. Or not really half flip, but kind of jump off, at least jump off and air roll so that you're facing toward your own net. And you can better deal with that ball instead of backflipping, because it was just kind of an uncontested shot on the net there. He took all the boosts, so that makes this situation a little more difficult. Knowing that he took all that boost, like, if you watch and see that he's going to be doing that, I wouldn't have used any boost right there, because he's very clearly just giving you the ball. He's saying, you know what, I'm happy, I'm going to shadow you here. So I would have jumped off the wall. Sorry, I get a little nitpicky with ones. There's a lot of stuff you can nitpick about, but here, instead of using any boost, I would have jumped off the wall, air rolled, and then wave dashed, and you would have put yourself in a similar position. Maybe a wave dash and a dodge, and now you got 30 boost as well. And you can go for a little bit better of a shot here. Obviously, the shot you did take, you want to dodge into that, but that might have been a controller issue or something. That's a decent save. I would recommend that you side flip into a ball like that. You'll get a lot more power on it. I like the patience. He's kind of just going to ball chase. That boost just lagged out really hard. Not a bad 50 to take. Personally, I wouldn't have shot here. While that ball is lingering up in the air, if you're unsure about where he is and where the net is, and you kind of just want to get a feeling, I would have at least flickered my ball cam to kind of get a better idea of what he was doing the whole time, and the space that he was giving you. I would have caught this and adapted it into a bounce dribble instead of a long shot there. He just went for the boost and gave you a lot of space. So what you want to do is pay attention when that space is there and take it. It's not a bad idea to take a shot here. Execution gets you a little bit, but that kind of stuff comes with time. I don't like to dog on execution so much. More the mental side of things. It's a good first touch. And you get it there. Nice. was a little bit less strong from a fundamental standpoint on that kickoff. You kind of went more to one side than the other, but it worked out for you. So a situation like this is difficult. I don't mind your positioning. I would have been actually a tiny bit more to the left and faced a tiny bit more toward him. But either way, the main thing that I would change is going for this much sooner. You are pretty deep in the net. I don't think I would be quite that deep. I would be just a little bit in front of where you are now, facing exactly how you are, because nothing is going to be powerful coming off here. You want to get it in his face so that you're cutting off the angle. If you had been a little bit closer and gone a little bit sooner, you would have been able to maybe 50-50 this ball instead of getting shot on. It's a very strong kickoff. Beautiful, excellent work. That one is very strong. I'm not going to give you any notes on that. That one was perfect. Again, I would recommend the dodging. I'm going to try to find some of my kickoffs and throw them in just so that you can see what I'm talking about exactly. That's not a bad 50-50 there. I like going for the boost. Take that one, so he definitely has none. Yeah, you play that really well, really patient. You're taking advantage of the fact that he doesn't have any boost and he can't really do anything there. So that was really well done. The kickoff didn't turn out awful, but again with the flips, but I also recommend you never front flip into a kickoff, because for the most part, especially as you start to get into a higher level, you'll end up front flipping into their half, and regardless of how the kickoff actually goes, they'll win it from a boost and possession standpoint. Even if you win it into their half, you'll be so far in and so far away from boost that they will just get the boost in the ball and win. You know what I'm saying? You're not in a bad position here in the shadowing, actually. You kind of give him a little fake challenge to bait him into it. The only misplay in this is just missing the ball. So I would have jumped a little bit sooner and tilted back a little bit further. This kind of thing is very difficult, and I understand why you missed it. But yeah, that's the two things I would change, is definitely jump a little bit sooner, go up with confidence, and then tilt yourself back a little bit further so that you get up high enough. You were just a little bit too low for it. Very strong on that kickoff. Well done there. Good to put it in. Capitalized well. All of your kickoffs are great, aside from the diagonals. Those are the only ones you need any work on. This, he is just really late to that kickoff, so I could see how that threw you off. He opted to go for the boost instead of the ball. Or, sorry. He opted to go for the ball over getting boost, and you opted to go for boost. So if that's going to happen, in this situation, I would recommend backing off. Start heading towards your net, because what that's going to do is it's going to basically call him out on his bluff. He doesn't have any boost to beat you with. So you are in a much better position than he is. He can't really get a lot of power. He can't get the ball up on top of his car because doesn't have boost. So you're in a safer position just going back and accepting that you're going to have to defend it. Whereas taking this 50-50, it goes unfavorably for you and back toward the middle, where he still is because he had no boost and he was stuck there anyway. See where I'm coming from on that? Again, he's incredibly late on the kickoff. So I would just try to put a little bit more focus in your head on what's happening on when the kickoff happens, and like make a note of it for the next time. So he's been late on the kickoff several times. Maybe I'm gonna go and try to hit the ball to the side instead of into him because he's gonna be really late. You know what I mean? And that's something as well that I think you would get a better idea of if you had like a 110 FOV camera. It's not a bad attempt, but if it's not something you're comfortable with, I would opt to just drive into it and tap it gently off the wall, and while it's bouncing back, spin around for that boost and catch the bounce and shoot it, because he was still sitting in the middle. Not the world's strongest aerial, but you got the job done. Obviously, again, I don't like to dog on mechanical ability too much. Alright, so he went for the boost. The bump is a good idea there. And great job to capitalize on it. And this game just exploded into a lot of goals. Great job of capitalizing on that kickoff. Very well done. Again, he's an eternity late to the kickoff. Thankfully, it doesn't go quite so bad for you as it did the last time. Alright, that's the game. So basically the biggest thing that I think I would recommend is start to think of it a little bit more like you're playing chess. Note the things that they are doing, note their habits, especially on things like kickoffs, and start to exploit those things. Take advantage of space when you have it. You're doing a very good job of winning kickoffs and taking advantage of the fact that you won those kickoffs. That's great. I used to struggle with that a lot, but improving your diagonal spawn kickoffs and continuing to be good at getting the ball in the net once you've won it is going to take you far in ranked ones. I would say probably like to mid diamond. It'll get you there. I didn't really see too much dribbling from you. I would recommend working on that a little bit. Especially a big thing as you start to go forward in ones is bounce dribbling. So I would focus on trying to get some practice in and bounce dribbling, flicks, power hits. Yeah, I mean, ones is just a very, very skill intensive mode. It starts to ramp up very quickly in the mid diamond range to be like very, very difficult. I mean, as an example, I don't know how well you know me or the channel, but I'm like a high C3, low GC player, and I am mid to high champ 1 when I play ones, maybe champ 2 on a really good day. So it starts to really ramp up in difficulty, and you really got to just be technically perfect on everything. But for the most part, yeah, you look solid. You have a very good base. Your kickoff is solid. Yeah. I'm just going to keep rambling if I don't cut it off. So I'm going to cut it off there. If you have any questions, obviously I'm here for you. You found me on my Discord. So yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. I can answer anything more specifically if you want. But yeah, so anyone who watched it, thank you very much. Thank you to Tektor for sending this in. I hope it helps you a ton. I like to say in all of my analysis, I'm not being mean. I'm trying not to be mean. I'm just trying to help you. I'm just being brutally honest in what's going to make you a better player. And I hope that it works out for you. So I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.